I could request you to describe IICS in 3 words, what would it be?
So what would I want it to be? I would rather say that.
Oh, lovely.
I would see it as something which is aspirational for somebody who's getting into the system of media. I would want it to be something like we all spoke today at the forum, which was, it should be something in a ranking sort of a system where people feel that this is a school I want to be in. This is a school which will give me the skill set to be in the industry.
Correct.
While we all have studied media, fortunately, unfortunately, without dropping any names of the schools we've been in. But when you come into the real job, you suddenly realize that you're still so inequipped, to be
Correct,
here.
yeah.
So if we can put a system together, with of course the stalwarts which are there today in the system and on the board of MESC, that we create a school which everyone aspires to be in, which everyone feels that once we come out, we are going to be picked up by the best. And of course, like I said, which become eventually a part of our MESC, because that's what we are training them for, that tomorrow you become something and also come back and give back to the system which created this for you.
I love that. So since you pointed out, when we were having our education, what is one thing that you as, in the council would like to give the students? Like what is one game changer that they'll get from MESC?
Despite of all of us getting a lot of practical training in school, I sincerely feel that, today we spoke a lot about what the school should be, what the course should entail. But one brilliant thing which I thought was, of course, the ranking system. Today I'm a parent myself, and there are so many schools which come in, but somehow we go back to the old school system. We when we studied in boarding school, we still want to go back to the old, whereas the new schools have so much to offer. Similarly, even in the Ivy League, international or in domestic, we still like to choose the top 5. So what is it that one thing which we can give? I don't know if it's from the government or if it is from us, where this particular school gets placed in those top 5. So when a parent is told by a child that, I want to pursue a course in media, or I want to be like a stalwart in the media, they should see that as a school.
Right, of course.
If we can
like an established unit.
Yes, and I don't know how we're going to do it. It is,
but we are going to do it.
Task, but yes,
but
the
we
fact
will
that
do
we
it.
join together to do it
100%.
is that we have to find a way to become that.
100%. Do you think it's important to get certified? I think we were discussing today as well, and a few people mentioned that having a certification would really help the industry also trust in these professionals who are graduating from schools like this or so many others. So do you think it's important? And you as an industry professional, do you think you would prefer someone who has a certification from MESC?
I would definitely want it to be introduced in the system, yes. Because see, I sincerely am someone who encourages a lot of new people to come into, the media industry, and I've actually had no inhibition about where they come from. But I think there is a particular way, when we see IITians today, all these unicorns, all these startups are being done by these guys. In fact, they've gone and ventured into places which were not even their streams. I mean, look at a person who's doing probably an IIT and topping in a media company.
Correct.
So yes, I think certification is very necessary. And like I said, when we say about apprenticeship and we say that we want people to come into the system from this school and get hired, I think it is mandatory that somebody should have this basic knowledge. It just makes our job so much easier. So when we're sitting on the HR board, or when we're sitting at people to hire, as a professional, that let's hire these people, at least the ticks are done. I mean, there's no harm in teaching, but where is the time today? Look at the amount of competition, whether we are sitting in this position or the amount of kids which are coming in. I'm sure they do a whole lot of, they know more than probably person who's certified, but why not go through a basic system? So if we are able to do that and we make it mandatory from the school, I mean, it should be a choice later, but in schools where we go and teach people that, they know. Today a parent knows that for IIT we have to do your engineering, for your medicine you have to do your All India. So if in media they know that as a government body we are somebody, where they should be going vis-a-vis the other thing, I think it's a great initiative and it makes our job so much easier
100%.
To get people hired in a more professional way.
I love that. I think that's a very important point. But quickly, I think I'm just going to jump into a few rapid fire questions. This is complete the sentence. The future of media and entertainment industry is?
AI.
Nice. Damn. That's not the first time we've heard that, but an important point.
No, I'll tell you why. Because yesterday what happened was, so we've seen actors, we've seen videos. Yesterday I heard music which was done purely by AI.
That's a first?
Yes,
I've
I was
heard of
so
it.
appalled, and I actually told somebody, I was sitting, and you'll be surprised, I was sitting with somebody who was from the music industry and is doing a lot of music videos, and I said, listen, you're spending X amount, and minus X,
No way,
you're getting
no way, no
something.
way.
And I said, don't, first I didn't tell it was AI. They said, oh, really nice, whose? And I said, exactly. That means somebody like you could not make out the difference, and it's going to cut down costs, it's going to cut down your dependency on so many people, which I don't want, because I myself am a professional. I don't want that to go away. But the way Rasul Pukati put today, you know that AI also needs a brain.
Correct.
So you need to definitely train people
to master AI,
to
for
master
sure,
AI.
for sure. Right. What do you think is the most underrated skill in the media and entertainment industry?
Executive producer.
Nice. I wish we have a course on that somewhere in
We
this.
need to add that,
Yes,
for sure.
100%. What do you think is harder for you? Creative outputs or meeting deadlines?
Creative outputs.
Understood. And if you could direct a biopic on any governing council member, who would it be and why? This is a personal one.
I think I like Rasul Pukati. I mean, the way he spoke, you know. So I just realized that, you know, just because we have a lot of knowledge, it's not that great, but how you impart it is very important.
I agree.
So if you have a way of telling people in the most simplest way, the most toughest thing, I think you're a great teacher. So I would love to make something on it.
I love that. So do you believe in transformational education or like continual learning?
Transformation.
Okay. And do you believe in entrepreneurship or employment?
So I myself am in an employment thing, and you know, nowadays if you see on social media, you know, they have this thing that who's the most successful. You have unicorns, and the people who are employed, they make the least money, and it was really disheartening. Whereas it's such a contrary thing, because if you see today, the most highest paid Indian ever is that third, you know, the guy who's from AI from America, who makes like 4,800 crore a day.
Yeah.
So then it kind of like puts you in a jiffy that you have a Sundar Pichai who's also like somebody who's employed, who's not really created but is there, and somebody like us. So I think today everyone wants to be an entrepreneur. So while they are employed, also they have multiple streams of income, and they choose entrepreneurial skills also along with employment. So I think if you're able to balance that,
That's a nice one.